So it took them long enough, and they're finally getting around to starting the process to impeach Joe Biden. And well, you take a look at the news cycle out there, and this is like not even close to anywhere near the top. It's so wild that we've got to this point in politics where, it's just, standard fare now that you're going to have your world leaders thoroughly investigated. And I can't even believe that we need a thorough investigation on Biden because there was an entire committee on his son's very elaborate business history involving half of the developed world and the fact that he was selling off influence to his old man, stuff that's corroborated on that laptop from multiple video sources out there that you can readily find as well, just saying that, hey, you need to go ahead and have that prosecutor in Ukraine fired. Otherwise, there could be some deleterious effects to your situation. And lo and behold, that's what ends up happening. And then also corroborated by a whole host of other people as well. Like, this should be a slam dunk. This should be heading to Congress next week for a vote. But no. It's going to take a long time. Might get around to it, maybe with the next sitting, who knows, but McCarthy directs the House committees to open formal impeachment inquiry. So this is step one of a very, 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 very long process, and maybe, like I said, maybe by the end of the year, chances are there's also another budget thing, and maybe the government will be shutting down, which again, this is just going to delay it even further, so who even knows, man. This impeachment inquiry, if it ends up developing even further and producing charges in order to get voted on in Congress, this is still going to be months out at this point in time, but it's a good first start. But you're a little late when it comes to this. That's at least my opinion and several other people's opinion as well. But I want to figure out what exactly they're going to be trying to impeach Biden on, even though there's so much evidence. I don't even know where to start, as opposed to the two other Trump impeachments. Well, they just made up shit and decided to run with it. So, formal impeachment inquiry into Biden's alleged involvement with Hunter's business dealings. Alleged, again, you held an entire committee, like a months-long committee meeting on those efforts. And you have the testimony, you have the sworn testimony. Why can't you just go, okay, here's the charges, okay? He's clearly a treasonous bastard. We don't even need to make up and try to read into those high crimes and misdemeanors. It's like, no. He did things. He corroborated with people both foreign and domestic in order to enrich his family. Can we send this to a vote? That'd be great. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy on Tuesday ordered an impeachment inquiry into Biden's alleged involvement in his son Hunter Biden's foreign business deals. House Republicans have uncovered serious and credible allegations into President Biden's conduct. Taken together, these allegations paint a picture of a culture of corruption. See, the Democrats are so bad because they have corruption culture. Oh, God, this is why nobody on the Republican side, for the most part, when we're talking about the establishment side of things, they just cannot capture any sort of audience without being propped up by the likes of Fox News or Daily Wire. But why do I need to repeat myself? They have a terrible branding problem, trying to adopt the language of the left by saying there's a culture of X here. I'm not talking about the platform, but you're just adopting their framing, and that's why you end up ultimately losing. So stupid. Now, through our investigations, we have found that President Biden did lie to the American people. Oh no, about being at ground zero the day after? Yeah, we know. About his own knowledge of his family's foreign business dealings. Yep, eyewitnesses have testified that the president joined on multiple phone calls and had multiple interactions. Dinners resulted in cars and millions of dollars into his son and his son's business partners. And then also his brother, Jim Biden, noted Iraqi home developer. None of this stuff makes sense at all. Biden has repeatedly claimed he never spoke with his son Hunter or brother James about their foreign business ventures, but witness statements, transactional records, digital records on the laptop and other places as well completely and totally contradict that in black and white, but Joe said he didn't do it, so that's why we're taking so long to get around to this. But witness statements and records, Hunter's abandoned laptop, and other sources show otherwise. Exactly, so why are we inquiring? Why aren't there just charges right now? I do not make this decision lightly. You fucking well should, oh my god, you feckless idiot. Regardless of which party you voted for, these facts should concern all Americans. Yeah, this trying to placate to this mythological middle. Everybody knows who they're going to be voting for in 2024. Like, it's not up for contest at this point in time. We're just trying to see if Biden's ultimately going to make it to the starting line for 2024. Not even thinking about the finish line, because it's already just it's a marvel of modern medicine right now that Joe Biden is upright enough to continue to lead the United States of America, but to try to make it past 2024 into 2028, like, bro, that dude's just gonna be fucking dust, okay? His State of the Union address, theoretically, oh, God forbid, in 2027 is gonna be, all right, and here comes the president. Just turn into a fucking pillar of salt. And no, just even in this, like, bro, just remember the grandiosity when Nancy Pelosi haggardly stumbled up to the podium 3 drinks deep and went, guys, listen, we heard that there's this fucking, you'll never believe this, there's this phone call that Trump made, fucking Ukraine of all places, like, the motherfucker was talking about quid pro quo. We're going to a vote, motherfucker, we're going to a vote right now. She at least, captivated an audience in some form or fashion. Kevin McCarthy's out there in front of his office, or the entrance to his office. It's so nice. Must have got those protesters out of there. It's funny. You had multiple people that were in there calling for the resignation of a elected official. Isn't that something like a insurrection? You're trying to overthrow the government? But no, don't worry about that. I'm sure they all just were allowed to perform for the camera, and there will be no charges for them. Heaven forbid, those actual insurrectionists go in there and they wouldn't get a 22-year prison sentence because, they were actually doing something, as opposed to not being on the premises that day, and maybe potentially, perhaps they may have called for something to potentially happen, but we don't know for sure. Yeah, Enrique Tarrio can go have 22 years to think about it, and the whole HIV, gay AIDS shit and all that crap, like, that's what they were protesting or some shit like that. See, it's so quickly out of the news cycle, just like this announcement, man. Like, this happened earlier today. This is breaking ass news that the president of the United States could be getting impeached again, but because Republicans are totally fucking sus, and everybody kind of knows it, because you got Laverne Spicer here. I really want to get excited about McCarthy's announcement, but it's the Republicans. Exactly. Correction. The RINO Republicans. No, just the establishment types. Now, the ones who impeached Trump twice. Oh, right. Yeah, exactly. We got a list. Even though most of them aren't currently in Congress, but there's so much of that energy still within the party, and then also supporting that wing of the party. They seem to be emboldened because, Ron DeSantis is our guy, and you know what, we really need to back Nikki Haley because the New York Times says that she could be a real problem. The ones who threw Trump under the bus on January 6th, exactly. The ones who are now even conspiring with Democrats to put Trump in jail. Yep. If they had gone after Biden in the way that they went after Trump, this would be history, because McCarthy has been in office for 248 days now, and every one of those days he could have made this announcement. God knows Biden sure as hell deserved it every one of those days. Exactly. And like I was looking up, it's like, okay, so for the first impeachment, right? Like, this happened. They were going to a vote December 10th, 2019. Now, it might, if everything gets expedited when it comes to the current Biden inquiry, it could end up following a similar timeline, but there wasn't all that ire and fervor this time around as it was back in the day. So highly unlikely, because the moment that the Democrats wrestled back power after the 2018 midterms, it was, we're going after Trump. What was the whole Republican thing? Oh, we need to settle down the tone and tenor, and oh yeah, we'll potentially have a couple of inquiries, and maybe it might end up leading somewhere. We'll have a strongly worded letter sent out, or oh, somebody will be derided on Twitter. Oh, that'll go ahead. That'll lower the temperature. All of you useless fucks that are out there that think that this is, oh, it's just too much. We can't just be going impeachment for impeachment. An eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. No, man. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, vengeance shall be mine. There is no turning down this boiling pot of water, okay? Because you got all of those, like I mentioned before, the Fox News, Daily Wire, RINO types. They just want to come over to this pot that is fucking boiling. The bubbles are all the way over the top. It is spilling everywhere, and they're just thinking, aha, I'll just go ahead and turn this down. I've got a handful of ice cubes. I'll just throw it right in there, and then that'll take us back to a time in 1950 where the world world was so much better. Bitch, that ain't fucking happening. You can go ahead and grift off of your apocalyptic doomsday predictions. And that somehow, oh, society is just going in such a degenerate form and fashion. The music today, it's also satanic. And, oh, you see, all of these kids out there, they don't even know what gender they are anymore. They're not actually looking for solutions, man. You know what? The Democrats are so fucking stupid to go ahead and anoint somebody as corrupt as the Biden administration, the Biden family is, then fuck it. They deserve exactly what they get on this one. Trump went 0-2 when it came to impeachments for a fucking reason. Biden, I don't even know if it'll get to a vote. I'll be completely honest. I think that this inquiry will go, well, it'll just continue to go. And if you really want to go after Joe Biden, oh, you need to make sure that you elect us again. They'll just try to make this another election issue, kick the can down the road, because that's all that Republicans are good for. But you remember, man, like Laverne pointed out there, you know, the same people that threw Trump under the bus for January 6th, how quickly, January 15th, yeah, the impeachment vote, yeah, a new vote ahead of the vote. I'm sorry, new evidence ahead of the vote. January 15th, within a week, their turnaround on the vote on that one, as Trump was exiting the door. That's what Republicans, some of those, I was going to say something different than soft Republicans. There we go. They're trying to say, oh, the way that they were trying to impeach the Biden, or they tried to impeach Trump the second time around, oh, we can go after him this time as well. Then they'll just end up dropping it if he doesn't end up becoming the president again, God willing, of course. But yo, man, you got this lumbering, mumbering sack of shit up here. And he really encapsulates what most people, and specifically the Democrat Party, think about this. It's like, oh, the Republicans, they really found their false teeth this time around. Oh, okay, cool. Fetterman pretends to be petrified over GOP's impeachment inquiry into Biden. You don't even, because I didn't watch it, okay? I didn't watch it with sound on. I did see this clip before, but I think it's probably the best to just take a look at this without sound just to show you, because they ask him, what do you think? Oh, Republicans are launching. The Republicans are launching an impeachment inquiry into Joe Biden. What do you think about that situation? And just watch what he does. You can just tell by his body language, mostly because his stroke-riddled head doesn't really have all that much to put together in a vocal sense, but he can go ahead and mime out his feelings this time around. I can't believe he's a sitting senator. Thanks, Dr. Oz. But yeah, as you can see, what do you think about this? Oh my God. And then, oh no, oh look at the, oh no, I'm so scared about all this stuff. And then he does the whole Scott Hall, ooh, thing as well. And yeah, he has his handler just usher him off screen. He doesn't care, man. He really doesn't care. But it just immediately made me think of, you know, Frankenstein's monster when the villagers showed up with pitchforks and fire. Like, you're not a serious person by wearing a cut-off button-down shirt and shorts. Like, Christ almighty, I'm wearing shorts right now. You can't tell. But again, I'm not an elected senator, okay, from the state of Pennsylvania. I'm just a guy who sees this stuff, relays the facts as I see them, and just tell you, you know, there's a reason not too many people are all that excited. They might report it and go, yeah, okay, there's an inquiry that's out there, and then you'll probably hear some of the tepid takes tomorrow from the Daily Wire types and the PragerU crowd that, oh, this is where it's such a sad day for America because, you know, now we've started to weaponize the impeachment process and blah, blah, blah. Who the fuck cares? But when you let the party become so fucking ineffectual by just continuing to push milquetoast candidates like Mitt Romney, like Paul Ryan, like Ron DeSantis, well, you get what you fucking deserve. So I'll be interested to see where this goes. There's probably going to be some people that are going to be awfully emboldened to definitely deliver some very strongly worded speeches. I know Matt Gaetz has been quite vociferous about it, and anywhere that there's some money to get off of a re-election campaign, you know MTG is going to show up on that. And if Lauren Boebert is out there eliciting any new boyfriend, she'll step in front of the camera, that fucking trad. Can't say that word either. Trad thought. There we go. You know, selling purity, and then all of a sudden, hi, I just get all of this attention. I'm just going to go ahead and break up my family because I'm here for you guys. Shut up, bitch. You know better than Tommy Lauren. Just fuck off. But we'll see where it goes. I'm not holding my breath when it comes to this, but if they do have the balls to step it up and push it forward to an impeachment, let me just say this, okay, to just hearken a talking point from the front runner when it comes to the GOP presidential nomination for 2024. A vote for me is a vote to strike back at the establishment. Somebody who said that, yep, if I come back into office, oh, we're going to be going hard against the opposition. The same people now weaponize that justice system. Oh, we're going to be twice as hard back on them. The same way that he handled international relations. It's like, we're not going to cause any problems for you, but if you decide to start causing problems with us, we've got a bigger military and we will strike you down harder than you have ever imagined. And because, well, those ideological zealots decided to strike first, they know that their days are numbered. That's why they're trying so hard to keep him out of returning to office. But if we do see an impeachment vote ultimately materialize in the House, it's not going to get past the Senate because there's too many cucks that are in there as well. And then you have the Democrats that'll just go ahead and line up on sides. So it's ultimately not going to happen, but it's a statement of intent. Hopefully it goes through. I'm just not going to be all that convinced because there are far too many sissies that are in there right now, but allow them to expose themselves so that we got time. We got time, because 2024, it's so much more than the presidency. It's all about smoking out these rhinos, these do-nothing, paycheck collecting tax sucks, putting them on a list and replacing them, primarying them out of existence in order to make America great again. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.